Welcome back. Tagalog tayo. Bible reading, Mateo. Mateo Kapitulo 26, versikulo 57 hanggang 68. 68. 57 to 68. That's the verses, chapter 26 of Matthew. Babasa na ako. Mahaba-haba to. Dinala si Jesus sa harap ng Sanhedrin. Jesus brought unto the Sanhedrins. Parallel verses, Mark chapter 14, verse 53 to 63, so 10 verses sa Mark. Sa Luke chapter 22, verse 54 to 55, 2 verses. May continuation, 63 to 71. And sa John, sa 1, Mark, Marcos, Luke, Lucas, John, Juan. So sa John, chapter 18, verse 13 to 14, and then verse 19 to 24. Okay. Ang salita ng Diyos, yun yung version natin na babasahin. Verse 57. Versikulo 57. Dinala si Jesus ng mga dumakip sa kanya sa bahay ng punong pari na si Caiaphas dito. Doon ay nagkatipon-tipon ng mga tagapagturo, Pharisees, ng kautusan. Pharisees, at ang mga pinuno ng mga Hudyo, so leaders of the Jews. 58. Sumunod din si Pedro doon, ngunit malayo-layo siya kay Jesus. Let me just read it back. Sumunod din si Pedro doon, ngunit malayo-layo siya kay Jesus. Pumasok siya sa bakuran ng punong pari at nakiupo sa mga gwardya para malaman kung ano ang mangyayari kay Jesus. 59. Doon sa loob, ang mga namamahalang pari at ang lahat ng miyembro ng Sanhedrin ay nagsisikap na makakuha ng mga ebidensya kahit hindi totoo laban kay Jesus upang mahatulan siya ng kamatayan. 60. Ngunit wala silang nakuha kahit marami pa ang lumapit at sumaksi ng kasinungalingan. Nang bandang huli, may 2 lalaking lumapit. Verse 61. At nagsabi, Sinabi ng taong ito na kanya kaya niyang gibain ang templo ng Diyos at sa loob ng 3 araw ay itatayo niya itong muli. Tama naman sila doon, pero hindi niya pagkakasabi ni Lord. Destroy this temple, and I will raise it up after 3 days. Anyways, 62. Tumayo ang punong pari at tinanong si Jesus, wala ka bang may sasagot sa mga paratang na yan laban sa'yo? 63. Hindi sumagot si Jesus. Listen to that. Didn't answer. So, if he didn't answer, he didn't acknowledge those accusations. Meaning, those are false accusations. Anyways, 63. Hindi sumagot si Jesus, kaya tinanong siyang muli ng punong pari. So, si Caiaphas yun. Let me just double check. Si Caiaphas nga ba yung tinukoy na first? Punong pari na si Caiaphas. So, si Caiaphas yun. Chief of the Pharisees, Caiaphas. Hindi sumagot si Jesus, kaya tinanong siya muli ng punong pari, sa ngalan ng buhay na Diyos, in the name of the living God, sabihin mo sa amin, ngayon, ikaw ba ang Mesayas? Ang anak ng Diyos? Kita yung sinabi ng Pharisees doon. Gets nila yung Mesayas, anak ng Diyos. Sa prophecy, son of David, will be coming from the lineage of David, yung Mesayas. But sinabi naman ni David, my Lord, nalimutan ko yung saktong verse na. And my Lord said unto my Lord. Psalm chapter, 57 verse 10 ba? Nasa Psalm yun. Nasa Psalm mo. My Lord said unto my Lord. So sinasabi ni Jesus doon. Di niyo ba nabasa? The Lord said unto my Lord. Kung sinabi ni David na yung Panginoon, sinabi sa Panginoon, paano magiging anak ni David yung Panginoon na sinasabi niyang Mesayas, anak ng Diyos? Alright. Medyo malalim yun. Bibigyan natin ng oras yan, some other time. Pagka natapos na natin mga Bible reading natin. Ano naman tayo? Interconnection. Siguro yun naisip ko interconnection naman. 64. Sumagot si Jesus, ikaw na mismong nagsabi, at nais kong sabihin sa inyong lahat na mula ngayon ay makikita ninyo ang anak ng tao, Son of Man. Alam nila ibig sabihin nun, ng mga Pharisees, tsaka Sadducees, tsaka lawyers, scribes. At nais kong sabihin sa inyong lahat na mula ngayon ay makikita ninyo ang anak ng tao na nakaupo sa kanan ng makapangyarihang Diyos at makikita rin ninyo siyang dumarating mula sa ulap. Second coming yung tinutukoy ni Lord. 65. Nang marinig iyon ng punong pari, pinunit niya. He rent his clothes. Pinunit niya ang kanyang damit sa galit at sinabi, nilapastangan niya ang Diyos kasi blasphemy. So, blasphemy, in their time, sa tradition nila, ang punishment is stoning to death. Pwede kang mahatulan ka ng kamatayan by stoning you to death. Alright, let me just continue reading. Nilapastangan niya ang Diyos. Kailangan pa ba natin ng mga saksi? Hindi na. Sa kanya na mismo nanggaling. Tayo na yung saksi. Nadinig natin. Nadinig natin mismo sa bibig niya. He's claiming to be God. He's claiming to be the Son of God. And he's claiming to be sitting on the right hand of God in due time. And he's telling us that he will be coming back from the clouds. Sumagot sila. Nilapastangan niya ang Diyos. Kailangan pa ba natin ng mga saksi? Narinig ninyo ang paglalapastangan niya sa Diyos. Blasphemy. 66, ano ngayon ang hatol ninyo? So, dito, kinukuha niya suporta ng mga tao, ni Caiaphas. Para mangyari, pagka nasunod yung gusto ni Caiaphas, na magkaroon, ma-eliminate si Jesus Christ out of the picture, para balik sa kanila yung kapangyarihan sa mga Pharisees, sa Sadducees, sa lawyers and scribes. Kailangan nila ma-eliminate si Jesus. Yun yung plano niya. Sumagot sila, dapat siyang mamatay. So, yung 66, anong hatol ninyo? Ano ngayon ang hatol ninyo? Sumagot yung mga tao, including yung mga Pharisees na nandun din. Sumagot sila, dapat siyang mamatay. 67, dinuraan nila si Jesus. So, he spat on him. Dinuraan nila si Jesus sa muka at binugbog. 68. At sinabi, kung ikaw ang Mesayas, yung kumbaga minamak pa. At sinabi, kung ikaw ang Mesayas, hulaan mo kung sino ang sumampal sa'yo. Imagine that. Yesterday, 8 minutes. Yesterday, yung sa recollection, lagi kami nare-remind sa prodigal son. So every recollection, sinishare yung prodigal son. The lost sheep, the lost coin, and the prodigal son. Nung natapos na yung kalapastanganan ng prodigal son, at naubos na ang lahat ng meron siya, lahat ng kaya niya, na-realize niya, hindi, there's nothing I can do. I will die here from hunger. I need to go back. Nung bumalik siya, his father, when he saw him from afar, ran towards him. Sinalubong pa yung anak. Lumayas na ako sa'yo. Kinuha ko kalahati ng yaman mo para makuha ko asmana. Nilustay kong lahat, nagpakasasa ako sa lahat ng makamundong bagay. Nung naghihirap na ako at babalik sa'yo, meron na akong speech na naka-ready. Meron na akong sasabihin sa'yo. Di mo man lang ako pinatapos. Di niya pinatapos yung prodigal son ng ama. Niyakap niya at pinagdiwang ang pagbabalik. My son that has been dead has been made alive. Came back alive. He was once lost, now he's found. Hindi lang ito yung pagdadanasin ni Lord. But if you can see here, sino gusto sa inyo maduraan sa mukha? Sino sa inyo gustong bugbugin? Sino gusto sa inyong kutsain? Siya tiniis niya. Kasi that's all part of the prophecy and it is bound to happen just for you and I to be saved. If you don't want to go to hell, which is full of anxiety, stress, depression, anger, hatred, envy, jealousy, sorrow, crying and weeping, physical pain, emotional pain, and the rest of the negative things that I forgot to mention that you've experienced here on earth. That's a glimpse of hell. If you don't want to experience that eternally, in reality, maybe you haven't noticed it or you haven't seen it already. But in reality, you're running away from hell. You don't want to be there. That's the reason why you're going against it, or the idea of living your life with depression, anxiety, and stress. Living your life being angry with someone if you can only just forgive them. If you have the ways, if you only know the way to forgive them, you will forgive them because they are running inside your head and inside your heart. Living rent-free inside this and this. You don't want that, right? But it keeps coming back. No one wants to live in eternal pain, if they're going to be honest. But there are goats. They're lost sheep and they're sheep. The goats wouldn't be able to understand what God is telling them. But the lost sheep will. And I'm hoping and praying, sincerely, genuinely, that you are part of the lost sheep. Like me before. Thankfully, fortunately, the nature of God is never giving up. One of His nature is He never gives up. But He's just patiently waiting. He will not give up on you. To the goats, they don't have chance. Not that God gave up on them already. No, God knows. At the end of it all, they will not surrender. They will not submit. But to the lost sheep, God is open arms, waiting arms wide open for you to return. And He will embrace you, run towards you. He will meet you where you are. He's going to look for you. Lost sheep, lost coin. And then once He saw you, He will run towards you, prodigal son. All right. I just want you to really, really realize how much God loves you. He will not force you because it's not love. He will not force you to love Him because that's manipulation and control, and He's going to treat you like a robot if that's the case. So God won't do that. If you're going to be honest with yourself, He never force you. People will use God to force you to fatten their pockets. That's different thing. That's different thing. Now, if people use God to hurt you, ask yourself, is it God hurt me or those people who use God to hurt me? I'm going to leave you with that question. God bless you guys. Keep safe. Bye for now. See you soon. Tomorrow, actually.